Hmm. All right, guys. Good morning. Good morning. It's a beautiful day. Hello. What's up, guys? The Nasdaq is actually technically red after Walmart reported earnings, but with bad quarter three guidance. Oil has flown up. Oil is at almost $87 a barrel right now. Now, this is mostly from the president's tweet yesterday. The president tweeted yesterday evening at around 6 a.m. He said, "No one has given Iran a greater opportunity to make a deal than me. Tragically for them, they have failed to take it. Therefore, today I'm announcing the most crushing economic operation ever taken against any country. This will be economic warfare and isolation on an unprecedented scale." And more escalating things from the president. This has spiked oil to $87 a barrel, but markets are still digesting the Treasury buyback announcement doubling yesterday. Gold and Bitcoin specifically have flown up. Bitcoin, if you look at it today, is at 70, what is it, at 71,000 for Bitcoin? Yeah, 70, almost 72K, hit almost 72,500 earlier this morning. So Bitcoin is flying right now. But I think, again, Walmart earnings is what the market is still digesting. They reported right around 7 a.m. market time. If we take a look at this here, Walmart has not reacted well, so maybe some concerns regarding retail. But you can see the Walmart chart right here. Yeah, Walmart earnings came in right around 6 a.m. This has dragged, indices down. Here's Walmart. Here's the Nasdaq. Nasdaq is starting to push towards lows of the day really right now at 29,460. So we actually do have some volatility this morning. You see the Nasdaq start to react. But look at Bitcoin here, guys. Bitcoin is all the way up to 172,000, or not 172. I wish 172. 72,000 for Bitcoin. Back up over 70K. Optimism around the stimulus essentially that we're getting by Bessent and the Treasury Secretary. And oil did just break $87 a barrel. You can see it right here. Oil did pop over 87s. It hit highs today of 87.02 just now. As I'm saying this, oil has risen here. So again, markets are still digesting this. We did have the Kospi index overnight that did pretty well. But memory names in pre-market this morning are only flat today. MU flat, SanDisk flat. SK Hynix announced a buyback yesterday, boosting its stock. It's actually green on the day still. It's at about 162s, but a little volatile this morning. A little bit of movement today, specifically from a mix of the Treasury announcement with Bessent, Walmart earnings, oil, and more escalation fears, yield movement, and more. If we take a look at Treasury yields today, I know I haven't looked at that yet, but if we take a look at like 2-year treasuries, they did just jump up a little bit just now. I don't know why they popped up recently. Maybe oil getting as high as it has is influencing Fed rate decision, probabilities. But we're almost up to 4.2% again on the 2-year treasury yield. We were at 4.2% yesterday. And then we had the FOMC minutes report, which kind of lowered 2-year yields a little bit here. We did have 3 dissenters. Everybody kind of knew that going into the FOMC meeting. But they did say they were going to wait for the data and inflation stuff. But in the inflation data we got last time was decent. It was good. CPI was good. PPI was good. So it did reduce the odds of a rate hike slightly as of yesterday. If I take a look at the odds of a rate hike now, is the Fed watch tool down? No. Okay, there it is. Yeah, we're still at 34% likely, 35% likely of a Fed rate hike in September. So we're still 65-35 in terms of a pause versus a hike odds. But yeah, we are here today. What's up, guys? What's up? Let me say hello to the chat here. What's up? Spacex, Zeke, Edson, Good News, Ava, Glass Half Full, Old Hack, Jonathan, Ashan, Coffee Trusts, Zeke, Steve. What's up, guys? Good morning. Shake and Bake, Pew, AI, Ryan, First Choice, Brian, Nian, Chuck, Dragos, Hori, Max. What's up, dude? Rooftop, Pew, Stock Bull, Amber, or Zach, Empty Guest, hello, Darkage, DJ, Dragos, Ben Rays, Enoch, Jose, J Violet, Taps. What's up, dude? Envy. Still going through the list. VV, Bad Neo, Short Bitcoin, Short Term, Dead Money. Drago says, K, what's up, dude? Sam, hello. Bad Neo, I think I said that already. Stoic, Java, Special, Sam, Caprique, Layla, Kairos, Boyce, Patrick, Pawn, SPG, Silver, Kato, Ran, Matt, Visual Guru, Jay, My dad's account, Christian Pav Grilling. Hello, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Now, again, the news yesterday is still what markets are digesting, but we did have more escalation overnight. We got other news this morning around a couple of different things. We had CrowdStrike CEO is set to leave the company to launch a new AI cyber fund targeting a $170 million fund. We also had a senior Iranian lawmaker, Azizi, warning foreign forces to leave the region, quote, before it's too late. Qatar says its efforts are currently focused on mediating between the U.S. and Iran. And Samsung is expected to announce a $72 billion shareholder return program plan following a board meeting on Friday. So maybe some optimism in memory. The NASDAQ on Walmart earnings. Here's Walmart right here. Again, 6 a.m. dumped it. Q3 guidance, bad look for Walmart. But it did okay and everything else. But this has dragged the NASDAQ down and more retail feels. And the NASDAQ has been breaking lows of the day a lot of this morning. So the NASDAQ has been falling down towards lows of the day, at lows of the day. Oil is at $87 a barrel. I see Java saying, what's oil doing? Oil's at $87 a barrel. Glass half full says, I missed the beginning of the stream. YouTube took 5 minutes. I'm sorry, brother. I'm sorry, dude. Listen, oil's up. Here's a rundown. Oil's up. Gold is up. I think gold actually technically might be down a little bit on the day, but it's up so much since yesterday. It's over 4,500s after the Treasury, yield falling movement. Bitcoin at 70, almost 72,000 for Bitcoin. And again, I've said this many times over the last, little while, really, which is that Bitcoin wanted easing. And the buyback is seen as like a form of easing. It's not quite the same as like straight up printing, but it's stimulation and easing in the bond market. They're trying to bring some of that demand back in the bond market, right? So they're pushing, they brought yields down a little bit, helping to bring some more liquidity into those markets. This is really good for Bitcoin. Obviously, Bitcoin investors and traders wanted something like this. And so Bitcoin has flown up to 72,000. Gold is the other big winner here. The dollar index has fallen on this news. But honestly, markets are kind of starting to correct back down. If you look at the dollar index is red, but it's almost flat on the day now. It's still at 98 for the Dixie. But yeah. What's up, X? How you doing, dude? Womble, less. MicroStrategy should fly. XRP, bears getting cooked. Yeah, the bears are probably, it depends on what we're bearish in. But the NASDAQ is still right around 29,500s here. If we look at the NQ, 29.4s now. So it is starting to break down that previous closing price rejected in. And then we had, again, Walmart earnings is probably what's driving this. Walmart earnings came out right here. Walmart posted up. I posted in the chat way earlier. But Walmart earnings came in at adjusted EPS of 81 cents. They expected 74 cents, so better than expected EPS. Revenue of 187.9 bill. They expected 186, so slightly better revenue. But again, Q3 EPS outlook negatively impacting Walmart, dragging it down some here. Kospi, again, was green overnight, though, tonight. So, and let me know what you guys expecting for markets today. It should be an interesting day here. We're pulling right back. I might buy this 430 level on the NASDAQ. So I might buy this 430 level in the NASDAQ. I want to see if it holds, but ultimately it's going to depend really like short term on what Walmart does, whether Walmart keeps breaking down. But we'll see. We'll see if this old level I have on my chart works or whether we break underneath it. It should be somewhat of a long-term level here. We made a lot yesterday trading the FOMC minutes report and more. So we did make some money yesterday in markets. We are green. Yeah, NASDAQ from oil and probably Walmart. Yeah, I mean, Walmart's definitely affecting it a little bit, I think, just because if you look at, again, when this negativity started in the NASDAQ, it was already kind of red, but if you look at when this all started here, it started right when Walmart earnings came out at 7 a.m. market time. Walmart earnings dropped here right at 7 a.m. The NASDAQ started turning red, rejected at the previous closing price right at 7 a.m. So 7 a.m. boosting or pushing Walmart down, pushing the NASDAQ down, and the NASDAQ has been cracking lows. Does anybody want to buy Walmart down here? Does anybody want to buy it? Yeah. Yeah, the Dow falling down with Walmart as well. Yeah, and Walmart is Walmart is in the NASDAQ 100 index, so it could be dragging the NASDAQ down at least a little bit here as well. We saw news earlier that Meta has quietly become one of Microsoft's largest AI customers, apparently. Samsung, again, expected to announce a $72 billion shareholder return program following a board meeting on Friday. But again, I think a lot of this pivots to escalation overnight. Again, the president announced earlier sweeping economic measures against Iran and threatened consequences for countries or entities supporting them. U.S. President reportedly told his negotiating team that the chances of an agreement with Iran have become slim, according to Al Arabia, citing sources. And so more escalation here, pushing oil higher at $87 a barrel. Now, this is raising yields. This has pushed yields a little bit higher. If we look at like longer term yields, this has pushed them a little bit higher regarding oil worries. And more 10-year treasuries are currently sitting at 4.68% after that announcement yesterday. So if you look at 10-year yields right here, they are up on the day. But we've had some swings back and forth here. We had the Treasury announcement here yesterday that pushed a lot of these down, and now we are back up to 4.68% in 10-year yields. So we'll see what happens. But the NASDAQ continuing to fall down, Walmart continuing to push down. It's at 107s right now, and oil is trying. What asset do you guys want to buy today? Let me know in chat right now. Let's do a poll here as well. I bought the dip at 107 for Walmart. Hey, good luck, dude. Good luck. Let's do a poll here today, guys. What's a good poll option? Let's think about a good poll option. What's a good poll option? Oof. What do I want to do here with the poll? Good morning, John. Wishing you and Brent profitable day. Entered a long-term put option. Hey, good luck, my friend. What's a good poll option, guys? Soxel, Solana, energy drinks, not thanks. Robinhood. I like Walmart under 100. Going long on Bitcoin at 30K. I bought the dip at 107 on Walmart. You keep shorting crypto. It's what we need for Bitcoin to keep squeezing up. Thanks. Who's shorting crypto, brother? It's not me, dude. I'm definitely not shorting crypto. That's definitely a market I'm not shorting. It can squeeze too much, and we're too close to October for me to push on that. I'm not doing it. Is anybody shorting crypto in here? Nokia. Yeah, look, I'll do a poll right now. Long or short oil? I think it's a good poll. Long or short oil? We're going to keep it really simple. Long or short oil? Again, this is after the Truth Social post that we got yesterday. This is the Truth Social post. No one has given Iran a greater opportunity to make a deal than me. Tragically for them, they have failed to take it. Therefore, today I'm announcing the most crushing economic operation ever taken against any country! Exclamation point. This will be economic warfare and isolation on an unprecedented scale. Their navy is gone. Their air force is destroyed. Their military factories are rubble. Their currency is worthless, and their country is hanging on by a thread. Today, I'm announcing that any country that allows its financial institutions, businesses, airports, or government entities to provide any type of lifeline to them will face tremendous economic consequences. Oil smuggling, swap lines, cash transfers, exchange houses, ships, registries, front companies. It all needs to stop now. Sorry, I'm trying to, emphasize what he's saying. You know who you are. This will be an economic D-Day, and we need all of our allies to stand with the U.S. to isolate, defeat the Iran threat. And so that is what happened yesterday. That is why oil is way up here today at $87 a barrel for WTI crude. And honestly, it keeps pushing. It does keep pushing. So oil has continued to spike up here. It has continued to push higher. Let's see what happens. But I asked the poll, long or short oil. 59% out of votes today said long. 40% said short. So most people saying long oil. We do have jobless claims also today. We have job numbers, and jobless claims are relevant because we've had really weak job data. We've had weak jobs. Last payroll report was negative. The payroll report that was noticeably down from the previous one, and that one was down, I believe, from the previous one from that. So we've had weak jobs reports lately here, and jobless claims are how many people are filing for unemployment week to week. It's a more real-time look at jobs. Instead of giving us last month, they're giving us recent data, week to week report on jobs at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time today. So we do have jobless claims. This is all heading into a huge, monstrous week next week. We have the Jackson Hole Symposium. We have NVIDIA earnings. We have GDP, PCE inflation data, and more next week. So next week is incredibly busy. It's incredibly full of catalysts. A lot of different things going on next week that could swing markets back and forth. And yeah, Baba earnings. Oh, we did have Alibaba earnings this morning. We had Walmart and Alibaba today, right? Baba showed up at a 101 EPS, so worse than expected numbers here. Alibaba is down at 101 EPS versus almost $2 expected. Revenue did beat, though, slightly at 38.63 expected. They showed 39.64, so a slight beat in revenue for Alibaba, but a miss in EPS. And oil is continuing to just climb. This is all since yesterday when the president announced his sweeping economic operation ever against them. Its most sweeping economic operation ever against them. But again, Walmart is also negatively impacting things. Walmart, Alibaba both had worse earnings today. And we'll see what happens here. We'll see what happens. But Walmart still pushing down. Pod says, Walmart Spark deliveries have been booming, and I only see it getting even bigger. Walmart is now getting so many orders they are buying vans for locations and making Amazon-type delivery routes. Yeah, and I think Amazon's going to be fine. But I think one of their biggest competitors that has kind of grown into a decent competitor for them, it's still not really comparable to their numbers, but it's still a decent competitor. It's one of the ones they're certainly watching is Walmart. You know, Walmart deliveries are getting incredibly efficient. Again, Pawn's talking about how they're buying minivans for locations and making Amazon-type delivery routes. So, yeah, and I already knew Walmart is like a competitor now, but I don't hate Walmart around where it's at now. I mean, it has to be long-term. Short-term, I don't know what Walmart's going to do. Are you considering removing GameStop from your watch list? I mean, I'll leave it up, dude. I'll watch it. Is it the most relevant company ever? No. Is it down? Yes. Amazon has AWS. Yeah, I mean, no, they're not competing with Amazon. Amazon's one of my favorite long-term companies because nobody's eating their lunch anytime soon. You know, Amazon diversified now. Its retail business is the best in the country. You know, people are dependent on the retail business, and I just don't think anybody's going to be competing with them. I think at this point in time, they've become the alpha delivery company retail-wise, and I don't think anybody's going to get anywhere close to them anytime soon. So I'll start buying NVIDIA at 196 and 197s. Yeah, I mean, look, we're still watching oil today. Oil just broke highs again. 87.20s a barrel for WTI crude. 87.20s. We'll see what happens, but oil continuing to rise. Continuing to rise this morning. And as it happens, the NASDAQ is still pushing down here today. If we look at NVIDIA, NVIDIA is slightly green, not super green. MU is basically flat. SanDisk is basically flat. SK Hynix is green from its buyback yesterday. And yields are still digesting the Treasury buyback announcement that we got yesterday. So markets are still kind of digesting that. Yeah, it's inevitable, times change. Cup and handle on Google. Amazon, is it profitable? I mean, dude, here's their EPS graph. You know? This is Amazon's EPS graph right here. So, I mean, look, we could say they're not profitable, but their numbers show a different story, sir. In fact, they had their most profitable quarter ever last month. So, yeah, what was this? This was like 5-something EPS. Yeah, 575 EPS a share. And so on a quarterly perspective, their growth has rebounded a little bit the last two, and they had their largest EPS, margin quarter ever. Amazon is my post-industrial revolution play, too expensive right now, and everyone dude is building AI robots in their garage. AWS wins online shipping from home and cloud. That's AWS, not delivery. Hey, I'm not even talking about just one aspect. I'm talking about Amazon as a whole is incredibly profitable. And AWS killed it the last quarter. So, yeah, gross margin at 50%. So, let's see what oil does here. We are going back and forth. I did buy this dip. I went ahead and took a small trade here. We did buy this dip. We are slightly green. I want to see if we push up a little bit higher, though. Oil is up to 87.24 a barrel for WTI crude right now. Walmart still dropping things here, dropping the Dow. It's down to 107s. Again, I still think Walmart might be a dip here. Do you like Walmart here, yes or no? Put yes or no in chat. Do you like Walmart here? Yes or no? Let me know what you guys think here regarding Walmart. But we are starting to make some money. The market is artificially propped up. It will tank. It's overbought. I mean, you might be right, especially in AI names. All right, so we are green here. We're going to take a little bit more off. Lock that in. Do you want to buy Walmart, I asked. No, Bogdan says. Brian says no. No one listens to John anymore. It's all about Jay Violet. We're going to turn this into the Jay Violet show. Yes, buy Walmart. Yes, but lower is better. No, $100, $103 instead. What's up, Jay Violet? No, you're good. What happened? I didn't see it. I'm glad I'm so entertaining today. I feel like I'm out of the loop. I feel like I'm not cool in the cool kids section here because I don't know what's going on. Walmart has a gap at 100 and a gap at 65.70. No on Walmart short term. The micro strategy chart. No, you're good, Jay Violet. It's all good. All right, so we took some profit off here. We'll see what happens. Pew is demanding I look at strategy here. Strategy is up. It's up to 115s. I mean, Bitcoin going up as much as it did is going to obviously benefit strategy. Stretch is up, I'm sure. Yeah, strategy is up. Stretch is getting closer to the $100 it's supposed to be pegged at. Gold forecast by 5 o'clock. I have no idea what gold's going to do today. I know gold's still up substantially. Crypto is up more, obviously, but we're looking at gold. I mean, but gold's down. I think gold might honestly rebound a little bit here, though, but it's starting to crack some of these low levels. But you can see when the Treasury announcement happened yesterday for gold, right around 44.20s, we're at 45.30s now. So gold, again, still benefiting from the lower yielding aspects of the Treasury buyback doubling in size. Yesterday, the stimulation announcement essentially is what this was. So gold, I'm tempted to buy a dip in it, really. I think the Treasury announcement obviously is good for gold. I think maybe we'll get more optimism, so more interest. But I don't really know for sure. All right, I'm going to have to sell the rest of this position, and we're going to be basically flat on the day now. We just had a red candle show up in the NASDAQ, retesting these lows. I don't see any movement in oil here, but it could be Walmart. No, Walmart's bouncing a little bit at 107s. Let's see what else we got. CENTCOM says U.S. sailors work on the flight deck of USS George Washington August 20th as the aircraft carrier transits the Arabian Sea. We also see that Alibaba says cloud management compute demand will, quote, continue to outstrip, with contract pipelines indicating revenue growth should accelerate further in coming quarters as capacity ramps. And we do have the Fed's daily giving an interview on Bloomberg TV today. In early August, she said she was fully supportive of the July decision to pause rates, while warning that a scenario of more persistent and broad-based inflation could require aggressive and swift policy action rather than incremental rate increases. Said she sees supply-driven inflation shocks as likely to be temporary, but is closely monitoring the possibility that price pressures broaden further. So we do have that going on today, but again, it's kind of an interesting day here. I don't know what you guys all exited, but if I were you, I would buy cheap memory manufacturing. What's up, Kaz? Yeah, maybe. Strategy is finally moving. Jobless claims, hotter, oil dips. Not necessarily. Jobless claims being hotter than expected means more people filing for unemployment. It's weaker for jobs. It might make yields go down if jobless claims are high. Oil, it's not really going to have much of an effect on it, I don't think. I'm looking at Supermicro and microchips today. Yeah, I mean, we could see MU and memory and SanDisk. A lot of people saying buy memory. Is it time to buy memory, chat? What do you guys think? Hey, what's up, Peak? Ahmed says 107 is the bottom for Walmart. This can hit 110 at the opening bell. You guys thinking Bitcoin is going to hit 80K today or insane? Did somebody say 80K? I don't know. Bitcoin, 80K. Google, SK Hynix, and Nvidia. Gold drops at a sell level. Johnny Supreme, I'm shorting Bitcoin. Bitcoin 1 year after the bull market top, you get a bear market bottom. 2017 December top, 2018 December bottom, 2021 November top, 2022 November bottom, 2025 October top, 2026. Yeah, I mean, look, everybody's looking at October and November for crypto. It's the 4-year cycle. But look at gold. So gold is starting to fall down some here. So gold is down to 45.30s here. So gold's starting to dip still. Almost to 25s here. I might buy gold at 45.25, but it's a little bit riskier right now. Just because I think the thing pushing gold down right now is oil. So AI is emerging as a powerful engine of economic growth, with massive investment in data centers, chips, cloud infrastructure, and energy capacity driving unprecedented wave of capex. Companies are pouring billions into AI infrastructure as they race to build the computing power needed for the next generation of AI. The spending is rippling through the wider economy, boosting construction, manufacturing, tech, and energy demand while creating new investment opportunities. If the trend continues, AI could represent one of the most significant capital-driven contributions to economic growth ever recorded. It doesn't give me a source for this article, but yeah, we're watching that. Again, the U.S. national debt has crossed the $40 trillion mark for the first time in history, marking a stunning new milestone for the world's largest economy. The debt has surged at a rapid pace, reflecting years of persistent Fed budget deficits, pandemic spending, rising government programs, and growing interest costs. The milestone is intensifying concerns over America's long-term fiscal health. Borrowing continue to climb and interest payments consuming an increasingly large amount. Look at gold down here. It's down to 425, the level I said I might buy it at. I don't know, though. The gold has been falling down all morning. Look at gold right now, chat. So gold continuing to fall. Oil pulling back a little bit, but look at gold continue to fall. This is the level I talked about at 45.25. But do I want to buy this? Should I buy gold right now, chat? I'm sure a lot of people are going to say no. And gold generally trends a little bit better. So I'm less likely to trade against the trend on gold, to be honest. But I'm looking at 45.25 here. But look at the steep fall in gold. NASDAQ just cracked lows of the day as well. It's at 29,400s here. Let me see if we have news. I don't think we do. But look at the NASDAQ dip here. So the NASDAQ is falling pretty quick. Buy gold. Why the drop? I don't know. I think the NASDAQ just cracked lows here. Something might be going on, though. I'm looking. Walmart's not really doing this. Nvidia's moving down some. But yeah, look at the gold steep decline here. The NASDAQ also down. Look at the NASDAQ. It could be news-driven. I'm watching for some type of article to come out, but I don't see anything yet. What are yields doing? Let's take a look at yields real quick. Take a look at 2-year, 10-year. Yields are unchanged basically right now. But I guess yields jumped up a little bit, but they were already up today some. Am I going to regret not buying 25 here on gold? Again, oil's still elevated right now. 87's a barrel. I might regret not buying 25s, dude. On gold, but that's alright. Dollar index is actually slightly up on the day now. Slightly green. Slightly green. Marsh will save us. No news in my wire. Yeah, I don't see any news either. But look at gold fall. I was thinking about buying 25s, but I don't think I'm going to. I'm less likely to trade against the trend in gold because, again, gold can stay in a trend, and usually I would think gold follows a trend clean. So most of the time, gold can kind of follow a trend like that. We're down to 45.23s now on gold. NASDAQ is also testing lows of the day here. But I don't see anything across the wire right now to move this down. But the NASDAQ still breaking down. We're at 388s, 386s on the NASDAQ. So starting to reverse some of the optimism we got yesterday. Yeah, NASDAQ still cracking the lows of the day. 29,372 now at the lows of the day on the NASDAQ. Chips have pulled back a little bit. Nvidia's down to 217. It's basically flat on the day. So MU has gone red on the day. SanDisk has gone red on the day. SK Hynix, again, pulling back a little bit. Still green from the buyback announcement yesterday. But also, look at oil here. So oil is starting to push towards the highs of the day again for WTI crude at 87.16. Highs of the day are at 87.20s now on oil. 87.20s. Selling gold for Bitcoin. Gold is manipulated. Bond yields creeping up. Yeah, I see yields going up slightly today. Here's 10-year yields. But they are slowly heading up. Slowly moving up. We're at 4.692 right now. Like, here's 10-year yields. So yields are going up. It's probably oil driven, realistically. Oil making a move like this morning after the president announced. Again, we talked about what the president announced yesterday. Specifically, no one's given Iran a greater opportunity to make a deal than me. Tragically for them, they have failed to take it. Therefore, today I'm announcing, quote, the most crushing economic operation ever taken against any country, end quote. Oil just broke highs of the day again. 87.25s a barrel right now. What's up, Ty the Fly? I like the name, bro. Nick, they never listen. They're all smoking hopium. Hey, what's up, G-Man? What's up, Solar? The time to take profit was yesterday. We're having $120 to $150 a barrel oil soon. Maybe. I mean, it's one of the things that, like, the net effect of what the president said is that it's not looking like the conflict is going to resolve anytime soon. Now, you got to take that with a grain of salt, because sometimes when everybody thinks that, you know, we get a deal or something like that that's announced. But yeah, it's looking a lot less. There's a lot less harmony in the Middle East right now. And this tweet that we got yesterday is, you know, genuinely moving oil back up. Yields are up. NASDAQ and gold coming back down a little bit. And there's oil up to 87.25s. Here's gold. Still falling down some. Thursday deals. Yeah, we got jobless claims in 40 minutes here, chat. Jobless claims, unemployment 40 minutes from now. So we will see if we get anything good for them. And those could push markets up or down. I'm not really sure what we're going to get for those, but jobless claims could push markets up or down. They're expected at 210,000. They do announce deals when nobody expects it, but I don't think they're going to announce a deal today just based off of the verbiage, obviously. All right, so Hudson River signs a multi-billion-dollar AI deal with CoreWeave. But again, I think Walmart's also, I mean, it's been negatively impacting the market. So I think we just have maybe some upward movement in gold, upward movement in Bitcoin, maybe some rotation out of things today is a story. Bitcoin at 72 plus now, over 72,000. We're risk on. Well, definitely in Bitcoin and gold, not in the NASDAQ. Definitely in Bitcoin today, not the NASDAQ or gold today. I mean, we're still more risk on than we were prior to the Treasury announcement yesterday. Lowering yields, but we are risk on or risk off. We're more risk on than we were yesterday before the announcement. I don't know. What do you guys think? You guys think markets are on risk on or risk off sentiment? Risk on sentiment, just if you don't understand the question, it means like non-yielding assets are, you know, gonna rally. Non-yielding assets, like more investors are interested in non-yielding assets like gold, crypto, Bitcoin, the S&P, the NASDAQ, equities in general. That's risk on. Risk off is bonds mostly. You know, yielding assets, CDs, bonds, you know, guaranteed returns. Are we in risk on or risk off? What do you guys think? Let me know. Definitely more after yesterday. We're in risk off still. Scott Bassett showed that the Treasury is willing to do what it takes to save the market. Yeah, I mean, and it definitely pushed yields down. This is longer term bonds was what the stimulation was in, was longer term bonds. And so this was like prior to the Treasury announcement yesterday. 30-year bonds were at 20-year highs, 19-year highs. And so that freaked a lot of markets out. And now we are back to a situation in which, we're kind of in again, yields have fallen down substantially. Odds of a rate hike are sub 40%. Next meeting, risk off. Look at the NASDAQ. I mean, especially, it depends on whether we're talking about today or net this week, right? Net this week, we're more risk on, just based off of the Treasury announcement. Gold's green on the week. I believe the NASDAQ, I have to look at the NASDAQ, but gold's definitely green. Bitcoin's definitely green. So in terms of this week, we're definitely more risk on. I would say in terms of today, we're kind of split. Yields are up a little bit today. Gold is down. The NASDAQ is down. Equities in general are down. But Bitcoin is still, holding up there at 72. So risk off was slightly more risk on than yesterday. Yeah, I don't necessarily disagree with that. $50 says no rate hike this year. Listen, bro, you're preaching to the choir. I told people last meeting I didn't think we were going to hike. I told people yesterday I don't think we're hiking next meeting either. I think the roadblock to hikes is the inflation data. And I think one of the more optimistic quotes that we got yesterday was that essentially a lot of Fed members agreed waiting for incoming inflation data essentially would guide the Fed, right? And what did we have in incoming inflation data since they said that? Was lower inflation data, lower CPI than expected, lower PPI than expected. We have PCE next week. It is expected. What is PCE next week expected at? PCE next week is expected at, it drops on the 27th. PCE expectations here. Sometimes they don't give it out this early. PCE. When the heck does GDP and PCE? It comes out Wednesday? It comes out Wednesday? I guess it does. I don't see an expectation for PCE yet. But I'm assuming they're going to expect, core PCE at like 2 point something. I'm assuming. You don't know for sure, but all right, guys, so gold did rebound a little bit. Maybe I should have bought 25s. We are finding a little bit of a bottom here in gold. The NASDAQ still pushing at lows. Low of the day is now 363 on the NQ, and we're at that level now here. We're pushing down. We just cracked that level again. Now we're lower than that. New low 29,359, 50s in the NQ. So buy or sell right now, guys. As that continued to crack lows here. Bitcoin even started to pull back a little bit here. Nvidia now technically red on the day at 217. So look at the NASDAQ drop here. More falling in markets. CPI data last week. Todd is a bot. Todd, prove you're not a bot, bro. Listen, Todd. I'm going to ask you a very, very serious question. Man, I just drew a blank. What's a non-bot answer? What's a non-bot question for Todd? I don't think Todd's a bot. He shows up here too much. What's a non-bot question? What is the meaning of life, Todd? Inquiring minds want to know. What is the meaning of life, Todd? Oh, that's a good question. What color shirt am I wearing, Todd? Who is your daddy and what does he do? What color shirt? Okay, I can respect the answer, Todd. I mean, look, you're I don't think Todd's a bot. Looks pinkish? Bro, do you think I have a pink shirt? Dude, I might believe you're a bot now. Do I have a pink shirt right now, bro? Is this pink? It's like a grayish, it's like a charcoal / grayish shirt is what it is. I think the lighting in here, I think the red fireplace behind me maybe giving like a aura of pink here. NASDAQ still falling down here, though. Look at the NASDAQ here, chat. Okay, PJ thinks it's pink too. Lilac? What the heck is that? Daddy chill is what I'm saying. Non-bot question. What does a dog smell like? Fritos. At least my dog does. Alright guys, NASDAQ. Now you know I'm not a bot, chat. We're at 360s right now. 360s. Looks nice anyway. Thank you, Ozzy. I appreciate it. Ozzy Thug with the compliment. Thank you, brother. Bro, y'all with the names, dude. What's up, Pelican? Yeah, I'm just messing with you, Todd. It's alright. Win Lambo life right now. You know? Again, NASDAQ down 0.5 or the sit. Walmart falls over 8% after posting a rare quarterly sales miss. U.S. growth falling to a 6-year low. Nvidia is now red on the day. Oil's pushing towards highs again here. Look at oil right now, guys. Oil pushing at highs again. WTI crude, 87.25 a barrel right now. Basically at highs of the day after the president said he announced the most crushing economic operation ever taken against any country. Sorry, when he posted all caps, I feel like I need to emphasize it. You know, the most crushing economic operation ever taken against any country. Nvidia down to 217s. Oil rising. Gold falling. Chips down. Dollar index slightly green on the day. So imagine NASDAQ falls and Bitcoin rises. Well, Bitcoin is kind of coming down a little bit here. So here's gold. Gold's pulling back as well. Good thing I didn't buy 45.25s. But Bitcoin US dollar is dipping down some. It was over 72 just now. It's back down to 71s again, but it's still very, very, very green on the day for Bitcoin. Baba claims to be on AI-related capex in 3 years. Yields are climbing hard again. Yeah, yields are back up despite the Treasury stimulus yesterday. You know. Buy or sell this dip. Look at oil, guys. Oil just ripped over highs. 87.30s here. So oil just ripped over highs. Hey, thank you, my guy, Wealth and Travel on the dime. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it, brother. Thank you, sir. But oil back up to 87.31 a barrel here. Does the oil break 90 this week, chat? What do you guys think? Does oil break 90? I think it could. Was that news related? What news? Oil jumping? No, it's not a big enough move. I don't think so. I could check. You never know. I mean, but I don't necessarily think this is super news driven here. SOFR rate 3.62%. Walmart down. NASDAQ down. Gold down. The NASDAQ starting to get back its gains. This is, I think, again, the real story is just more escalation overnight. We have 30 minutes until jobless claims unemployment filings go live. 30 minutes. Chips are down. Gold is down. NASDAQ is down. Oil is up. Bitcoin is up. But again, most of this downward trend realistically started with Walmart. Again, here's Walmart right here. I mean, we had a couple different things. Here's Walmart right here, and then I'll put the NASDAQ up next to it because, you know, Walmart is in the NASDAQ. It's more heavily in the Dow. But again, Walmart earnings released here. Same time. And most of this negative movement started from Walmart earnings today. I mean, oil was already up, so yields were already up. NASDAQ just cracked lows. Again, 340s on the NASDAQ, 29 340s. We are still falling down this morning here, chat. Still falling down. NASDAQ just broke lows again. 340. 339s, 332s, 331s on the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ is still dipping down here. So we're still falling in the NQ. Gold is also still falling here. Look at gold. Gold is dipping down some now as well. I mean, it's been dipping down some, but the NASDAQ just cracked lows, got down to 335s. Still falling. Here's gold on the left. And again, a lot of this is due to Walmart, but it's also yields. Like, look at the 10-year yield climb. Look at the 10-year Treasury yield up. It's up. Oil being as high as it is, negatively impacting things, I'm sure. Almost $90 a barrel. Let's see, I asked, does oil break 90? Did we get any answers? I don't see any news yet. I don't see any news yet. Does oil break $90 a barrel this week? Chat, I'm not saying y'all aren't participating enough, but you better answer that question right now. Does oil break 90 this week, guys? Bear mode in full effect. Yeah, we definitely got some bear mode. The NASDAQ appears to be in a free fall. I mean, I wouldn't call it. It's definitely bearish right now for sure. Momentum certainly on the bear side. A free fall, you know, listen, I'm a guy that uses strong words. I don't know if this is a free fall. It's definitely bearish though. Okay, there we go. There's the chat. Does oil break 90? Yes, definitely not. Yes, it does. Yes. Money seems to be going into crypto. Yeah, I'm sure there's some rotation, Jason, for sure. Yes, it does. Sure, why not? Do you use gas? Yeah. Yes, I do use gas. Nvidia's red now. Yeah, Nvidia and chips are down. Nvidia's down to 217s. 217.50 is the low, or is the previous close. We're down to 217.11s now on Nvidia. So Nvidia is red. MU is red now. SanDisk is red now. Again, 30-year yield rose 6 basis points to 5.25%. So if we look at 30-year bonds, like I'm sure TLT is going to be down. Yeah, look at TLT falling here. So again, some of these Treasury moves are swinging things. Look at Treasury yields, 30-year long-term yields. These are the ones that got so stimulated from yesterday's announcement. They've basically given back. It looks like over 3/4 of the move up. Here's where the news came out. Here's where we are now. And so we're about 3/4 of the way back down. We filled about 3/4 of the gap up that we did yesterday in long-term yields. So yields are in long-term bond prices. So what does this mean? This means yields are up today. 30-year yield spiking. 10-year yield spiking. 2-year yield spiking. I'm sure 2-year yields are a little bit more pinned to what the Fed does, but you know, higher oil should negatively impact the odds of a pause, at least a little bit. Yeah, 2-year yields are up, but NASDAQ gold just cracked out. Here's 4,500. But man, honestly, dude, we're starting to see an unwinding of the optimism that we got yesterday from the Treasury announcement, dude. I mean, there's news proxy. Oil's creeping up on news, brother. Again, I don't know if you caught the news, but the news specifically is that last night, President posted, quote, "No one has given Iran a greater opportunity to make a deal than me. Tragically for them, they have failed to take it. Therefore, today I am announcing ... the most crushing economic operation ever taken against any country. This will be economic warfare and isolation on an unprecedented scale." He also basically mentioned that it's looking less likely that we're going to get some type of deal done with them. So that is what's popping oil here. That's probably what's dropping bond prices and spiking yields as well. But oil is continuing to spike this morning. 87.30s. Yields are continuing to spike this morning. Gold is unwinding. The NASDAQ is unwinding. The dollar index is rebounding here. So and again, part of this is from Walmart as well. Walmart missed EPS guidance. It is now down from its earnings report. I mean, that's yesterday, but oil started this movement from pre-market. Yeah, I mean, oil's just ripping up since yesterday. Crashes can make you rich. Yeah, they kind of can. All right, guys, we got 22 minutes until jobless claims unemployment. I'm going to throw this thing in sub-only mode here. Oh, I'm already in sub-only mode, so I don't even need to do that. That's why there's no gold bots. Maybe I should have bought 45s on gold. I think $4,500 is a relevant level. I mean, I think a lot of people are going to be paying attention to 4,500. There's gold bouncing back slightly here, but NASDAQ right at 29,300s. Interesting day so far today, guys. Very interesting. Time to rotate into crypto. Is the Bury Bear back? Money will now live into crypto. Why hold stocks at all-time highs when crypto is at all-time lows? It's all in pre-market. It will pump. Chill, John. The sky is not falling. I'm not saying the sky is falling. I'm just covering the market news today, sir. Oil up to $87 a barrel. NASDAQ breaking lows consistently. Gold breaking lows of the day consistently. So I'm not saying the sky is falling. But you guys know me. I got to embellish things a little bit. Keep you guys excited here today, you know? Bitcoin is up specifically on a few different things. President met with crypto leaders yesterday, and we had positive reactions from that. We also had the Treasury double buyback, liquidity support, and Bitcoin wants easy, and this is a form of easy. And so Bitcoin, it really is still up big on that. It hasn't really stopped. So a couple different good catalysts for crypto. Sky is definitely falling this morning until 7:30 job numbers. Sibbies are red again today. I mean, they're down slightly. Most of them are basically flat. Here's gold bouncing around 4,500s though. The NASDAQ, on the other hand, still just broke lows again. Still falling under 300. Yeah, I think yeah, no, that's the benefit, Pew, for sure, right? Like, that's what I'm saying. SEC Chair Atkins says they're going to make rules without clarity, and they're going to be lenient anyway. Is it time to buy the dip, though? Is a question for the chat. Is it time to buy the dip? I'm tempted to, But it's definitely a risky endeavor right now. I don't necessarily want to do it in gold, per se. I'd rather do it in the NASDAQ here. But the NASDAQ is still breaking down. We're at 29,285s. Just crack lows again. I'm going to buy this one. Very small. It's very small. I like Tom Petty, Fred. I'm free falling. I'd wait until the jobs report. Yeah, I mean, we'll see how much the jobless claims report even moves things. I mean, it should move yields at least a little bit. Oil just popped over highs again. 87.37 new highs of the day for oil. All right, we got a little green here. Stock market about to hit the floor. Stock market is terrible today. Be careful. Don't buy until Friday. All the action in the market will be next week. Yeah, next week's definitely the big week. I don't know, man. We got that Treasury announcement yesterday was a big catalyst. Like, that Treasury announcement yesterday was a big catalyst. So we had some fireworks this week so far as well. So that Treasury announcement catalyst yesterday, that was big news. The crypto news as well, the oil news. So we got some stuff going on. Yeah, this is going to be a little bit longer term of a trade, I think. Let me set a stop before I get a little bit too spicy. I'm going to set a stop around 250s. But as I say this, NASDAQ continues to dip. Is that what you're calling it? Not QE? Definitely not QE. I'd be careful with crypto. Could easily snap back. Still in bear market. Oil at 87.44 a barrel right now. 87.44. Buy the dump. I bought a little bit. It's a small trade just because I think the risk reward on the upside is a little bit better, but I don't like the accuracy of it necessarily here. Starting to rebound back up a little bit here. We'll see if we hold. We are now back green on the day. I don't think this is news driven. Oil's still at 87.44 a barrel. Again, Alibaba expects substantially higher gross margin profitability as owned chips replace commercially purchased chips in AI data centers. All right, so now we're about flat in this trade. Hopefully it's not a dead cat and we rebound a little bit more. What the F is going on today? I mean, dude, we got a lot of stuff. Specifically, we have high oil prices from the president yesterday. 87.50s right now for oil. That is influencing yields on the upside. Walmart earnings disappointed. EPS guidance disappointed. They negatively reacted here. Chips have pulled back. Oil's high. Some of the unwinding from the Treasury announcement yesterday is going on, especially in longer term bonds. I mean, it's still looking pretty weak here this morning, though. I might take another... I'm going to take half of this off and just protect the trade. I don't want to risk too much here. SPY is falling. Buy. Short is the moneymaker. Yeah, I mean, again, like I said, this is a very small trade, risk-reward wise. I just think we might have more upside potential here. I don't want to let it work. And there's some upside movement. Really, I mean, long or short right here, guys. What do you think? Again, yields are moving here this morning. Look at 10-year yields right now. They're up. Oil's at 87.5s a barrel. That's the one thing keeping us down here. Is oil. Oil just tapped 87.52 a barrel for WTI crude, so it's still pushing here. I guess I'll cut this and just wait. Very small trade. Yesterday we made like 700 or something. Over 700, I think. It's just noise. Too early. Look at bond rates. Buy. Selling NASDAQ only. Crazy day. Only selling today. Short. Sell every pullback. Nervous market. Definitely a nervous market for sure. Again, part of this is driven by oil here. Look at oil. So oil has made this move this morning. So oil is up a lot. That's part of the reason yields are going up. I feel like I could have held the trade and made money, but it's a reversal trade. It's just taking too long. Let me get rid of my stop loss. Chat is saying short, so it's time for a bounce. Bitcoin US dollar, is the market bearish or bullish today? I mean, Bitcoin is up. Starting to give it back though, and chips are starting to fall down more. Look at SanDisk, right? So one of the things is that memory names. Kospi was green overnight, by the way. But look at SanDisk. Just broke lows of the day as well, 1530s. Gold's recovering a little bit, but looks like I got out of that long in time. Yeah, we got 12 minutes, 12 and a half minutes until jobless claims unemployment data comes out. Yeah, the Kospi was fine overnight. I mean, it did good. But we're seeing some unwinding this morning. Yeah, I don't see him spamming. Is the market bearish or bullish today? Guys, the market. Hey, my guy, thank you for the sub, Gravy. Shout out to Gravy. The game is cold, but it's all gravy, you know. Some of y'all know that. Some of y'all don't. That's okay. It's actually, the game is cold, but it's gravy. NASDAQ coming down. We're at 260s. I'm not trading gold right now. I'm trading GZ or GCZ6. Does nobody know the quote that I just made, dude? Y'all need to culture yourselves, guys. Come on now. NASDAQ coming down again though. Look at SanDisk. My daughter knows that quote. All right. Yeah, oil. Look at oil. Is Netflix up? $80 a barrel, almost 81s. Yeah, it was Pimp C, guys. The quote's from Pimp C. Come on now, do better. John's real name is Ryan Felipe. Yeah, you caught me. 87.60s a barrel for oil here. We're still moving up. Oil still rising. Gold is finding a little bit of recovery here, though. But the Nasdaq's still looking incredibly weak today. Your daughter knows because you keep saying it. Nah, my daughter knows because, you know, sometimes occasionally we'll listen to some Pimp C and UGK. We're up to 286 right now. Netflix, $81 a barrel. I wonder how many Netflixes can fit in a barrel. I might buy it for 81 a barrel of Netflix. All right, so oil, 87.65s right now for WTI crude. Still push it up. CL futures at 87.65s a barrel right now. What actual price outside of futures is might be slightly different. How many blockbusters could fit in one Netflix barrel? Yeah. All right, guys, so we're starting to get a little bit of a bounce back up in the NASDAQ. It's not a huge bounce, but a small bounce here. We got jobless claims data in 9 minutes here, chat. 9 minutes. Walmart dumped. Yeah, Walmart, bad EPS guidance numbers negatively affecting Walmart here. Oil still breaking highs over and over again this morning. Yields are still climbing. To be real, I'm nervous about oil for the first time since this started. Yeah, I think there's rotation, Rami. For sure, money flowing out of stocks and into crypto. Yeah, I think that's at least a little bit of that's going on. But the NASDAQ is starting to push up a little bit here. Getting a little bit of recovery, but then it just got whipped right back down. If you had to pick one tech stock to buy the dip. I mean, I've said it once, I'll say it again. I like memory long term. Short term, I have no idea what they're going to do, but I do like memory long term. So maybe like MU, but it need to be a long-term investment. It's definitely riskier short-term. I like NVIDIA long-term as well, obviously. I think NVIDIA is going to be fine long-term also. Yeah, yields are climbing after oil spiked up. All right, guys, jobless claims 7 minutes here from now. Yeah, Bitcoin buyers this week, Matthew, the Treasury announcement and the lenient crypto rule announcement boosting things for sure. It's a lot of it's from most of it is from those two catalysts. Crude's pulling back a little bit now. Yeah, it's at 87.5. It's still up substantially on the day. It closed the day yesterday for WTI crude futures at 84.40. We're at 87.50 right now. So gotta have some serious balls to buy hardware right now. Way too high. Yeah, I mean, look, I understand it. Long term, though, I think they're fine. And I think there's a lot of fear going on right now. I think PE ratios and forward PE are pretty low. But again, obviously, we're in the wake of a big, volatile memory market. So that's why I said long term, I like it. Short term, I have no freaking idea what it's going to do. I think we could bounce back. We could dump. Nobody really knows what we're going to do there. Maybe bury. Who knows? I certainly don't. All right, guys, here we go. 6 minutes. 6 minutes. Still pushing here, 29,300s. Do we want weaker or stronger labor? I think that's a good question. Jobless claims data drops in 5 minutes. Do we want stronger or weaker data here? I don't really know. I think the market wants weaker data. Not lower claims, but I think the market might want higher claims right now. Considering oil and yields and everything like that. You know, obviously stronger claims, or higher claims is weaker for labor, and I think the market might like the odds of a rate hike getting reduced even more as of today. But that's a good question for the chat. What do you guys think? Does the market want stronger or weaker jobs today? Stronger or weaker jobs? I think they might want weaker jobs. Dixie is back to red on the day, though. But stronger or weaker jobs today? Let me know. We got less than 5. I think bad news is good news here. I like higher jobless claims. Or likely higher jobless claims. I want to crash as expected. Weaker for sure. Weaker. We want no jobs. What is the name of the indice? I'm on the NASDAQ here. This is the NASDAQ 100. Weaker, yes. Well, maybe you're saying weaker claims. I'm saying maybe the market wants higher claims. Higher claims should, in theory, reduce the odds of a hike, bring yields down on a more focus being on the labor market if they're weaker, and ultimately maybe, you know, less green light to hike interest rates if they're weaker. Yeah, we want to see higher claims, higher. I think it's sell the news regardless. Johnny Long, you're a little bit late, but yes, that was UGK. But I could respect it. All right, guys, 4 minutes. Lower. Sorry, lower claims. Market wants a rate cut. All right, guys, so we're still trending a little sideways now over the last 10 minutes here. Oil's still pretty high, though. Here's oil. I think it's a lose-lose. I always want less claims regardless. It's not MGK, it's UGK. $288. Don't listen to Gravy by UGK right now, you know. Unless you have $10 trillion to save it. I mean, I've got 10 trillion. Maybe pesos. All right. 3 minutes left, chat. 3 minutes. You won't get rate cuts. It's not Young Gravy. No. I'm looking for 220. Yeah, it's expected at 210,000 for jobless claims today. 210K. Yeah. What caused oil to spike? The president posted yesterday the most sweeping economic isolation measures against Iran or something like that. Oil jumped, yields popped, NASDAQ dipped on Walmart earnings. A mix of high oil, Walmart earnings, higher yields today. TLT long-term bond prices have given back most of their gains from yesterday from the Treasury announcement from Bassett. We have 2 minutes left. Jobless claims comes in at 150. Nah, bro. If it comes in at 150, I think markets will actually negatively react to that. That's too strong. Makes inflation problems worse. Lowers the odds of a pause next meeting. But here we go, guys. We got a minute left until jobless claims. Here's gold. Gold's still at 4,500s here. Let's see what we get. Again, jobless claims today expected at 210,000. Here we go, less than a minute. Oil still moving up ahead of this. 87.60 a barrel for WTI crude right now. 45 seconds. Canadian PPI coming out. Yeah, I mean, I'll cover it, whatever it is, but it's not really. Oh my goodness. I'm on the wrong page here. All right, jobless claims data going live in 25 seconds. Here we go. All right, guys. And we also have the Philly Fed Manufacturing Index going live too. Drops in in about 5 seconds. Expected at 210,000 for jobless claims. 3, 2, 1, and here's the release right now. Okay, so there's the release. Jobless claims ended up showing up at 206, lower than expected, stronger for jobs than expected at 206 versus 210 expected. They did revise the last numbers to 212, higher than previously at 212 now versus the previous number, which was lower. So a little bit of mixed data here, honestly. 206,000 for jobless claims. Philly Fed Index showed much stronger than expected, and then this did push the NASDAQ down slightly here. We did crack lows real quick in the NASDAQ here, but we showed up at 206K versus 210 expected, and we revised the other numbers up a little bit from last time. So we weaker revisions, but lower claims than expected today, so kind of mixed. The NASDAQ did originally negatively react to this, but again, jobless claims did show up lower than expected, although it's with an asterisk, which is that the previous numbers were revised up. So weaker jobs last time, lower than expected today though, and yeah, those are the numbers here today. I'll put this data up on chat. So if you guys want to check it out, I'll put it up in chat right now. But we did have lower claims than expected today, but again, with an asterisk, meaning we had a revision on the upside to the previous numbers. Canadian PPI 0.6 versus negative 0.5 expected as well. So higher PPI inflation in Canada. And the Philly Fed Index showed up at 47.4 versus 41.4 expected. Or 40 versus 24 is expected here. So here's the jobless claims. 206 versus 209 previously. They revised. Previous was revised to 212. So there's the claim numbers right there in chat. The NASDAQ has negatively reacted to this, but here's the numbers right there in the chat right now. The previous numbers were 209. They raised them to 212 here. And the NASDAQ, again, negatively responding to this. Canadian PPI inflation data also, it's usually not market moving, but Canadian PPI inflation data did show up stronger than expected. They expected negative 0.4. They showed up at 0.6 positive. So Canadian inflation data was higher than expected. We did have lower jobless claims, which is stronger for jobs. I think this might make yields go up a little bit more. Let's take a look at yields. Yeah, look at yields. Yields have popped a little bit. Here's 10-year. We can look at 2-year yields to see what they're doing here. Not really much, but we did have better than expected claims data, stronger jobs data than expected here. And yeah, we'll see what happens. Listen, guys, we need 18 subscribers to break 176,000 subscribers. 18. Yeah. Let's see if we actually hold now, but could be positive. Again, 206,000 is what we showed up versus 210 expected. Philly Fed Index stronger than expected. Canadian PPI numbers higher than expected. And they revised some of the previous numbers up to 212. So kind of mixed here. Like some of them are good, some of them are bad. Kind of mixed data. The NASDAQ did crack lows just now on that. So we did crack some lows here on the NASDAQ just now. And we'll see if we actually hold here now. Do you think this is bullish or bearish, chat? Bullish or bearish? What do you guys think? Dollar index is up. Oil's still getting really close to some of these highs, and gold has reacted negatively to this. Here's oil, though. Oil at 87.5, still pushing towards these highs now. Some levels that I'm specifically watching. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ, and then maybe we'll take a look at gold to see some of these levels that we're paying attention to. Obviously, I think if we continue the weakness, 29,000 is staring at us right here. So I think 29K Right here, the NASDAQ is relevant if we continue this weakness, obviously. Looking shorter term. Hey, thank you, my guy. Thank you, Joe. Appreciate the sub, my friend. 29,400s, right? We're right around 29,425 is the level I'm watching. Hey, thank you, Niv. Appreciate it, bro. Thank you, sir. But we could also watch maybe 400s, 425s. 300s might be a short-term level. Underneath this, though, 29,000 isn't that far away. I mean, I don't know if we're going to test this today. We'd have to have basically double the weakness in the NASDAQ that we got already. But, I mean, I'm looking at 29K underneath us here. 29K underneath us. The 200 exponential, though, has, you know, stayed pretty high up there. So, like, we do have the VWAP and the 200 exponential pretty high above us. I think a good middle zone to watch is 29,500. This level right here might be relevant. But the NASDAQ continues to fall here after claims numbers came out. Continues to dip. Continues to fall. Yeah, yields are going up some on this. Bayer too much propping up. Yeah, Walmart's not doing great. Walmart's starting to break under 107s here. Probably driving the NASDAQ down some more. A claim number showed up at 206. The yields are slightly elevated on this news. Heading into 9 a.m. Let's take a look at gold. NASDAQ just broke lows again. 244s, lows of the day. Here's gold. Gold, I'm watching 4,500. I think that is the most relevant level right now for markets is 4,500. Psychological level, milestone level. A lot of people are going to be paying attention to 45s. We have the previous closing price way up here, so you can see how much gold has dropped today so far. But I'm watching 4,500 on gold right underneath us here. Let's see if we actually hold. Walmart's dropping because it missed EPS guidance, essentially. It had earnings, beat EPS and revenue, but missed EPS guidance. And so Walmart is down. It's partially to blame for some of this downward action in markets, especially in the Dow and stuff. But it's in the NASDAQ also. The Dow is down to 53K today. I mean, a lot of this is driven by higher yields from higher oil, really. Today's going to be historic. We're going to see it live right here. Yeah, I don't know if this is a big pop for gold. Again, I'm looking at 4,500s. Right now, we're kind of sideways here. But I don't know what I'm going to do at 4,500, though. Again, I don't really like trading against the trend in gold. Because gold can maintain a trend for a while. Oil is up a lot on the day, though. But, I mean, we're continuing to see weakness here in a lot of different things. Here's the NASDAQ. You can look at 250s on the NASDAQ short term, see if that props it up, which is right here. But we already dipped underneath it once. Yeah, Moderna yesterday with their cancer trial news. I mean, they're still up a lot. They got up to 190s, almost 200s. They're pulling back, though. It does look like a good dip in Moderna, but sometimes when something's up this much, you get profit taking. Is the risk, I think, with it. All right, Walmart continuing. Walmart might test lows here. So Walmart's down to 106. Low on August 6th, 29,230. Yeah, I mean, if we look at a longer term chart here. This level is what you're talking about. Low is 241s is what I'm showing here. Might be talking about pre-market level, but I think the 241 level might be a little bit more relevant. Yeah, I mean, looking at the chart here on the Nasdaq, we're still a ways over there. But I'm watching 250. I want to see if 250 props the Nasdaq up first here. You know, again, with technical trading, you want to look at psychologicals. Why isn't it letting me? There it is. With technical trading, you want to look at psychologicals. And so I usually use 25 increments. I've always talked about this, but I think markets follow 25 increments. 25, 50, 75, 100. Obviously, bigger whole dollar numbers like 29K or 29.5 or 30K or 30.5 are a little bit more relevant. But short-term price action can be guided by 25 levels. And so I want to see if 250 props us up, which is this level right here. Again, though, I don't like trading against the trend right now. Nasdaq and gold can be risky doing so, especially with higher oil. But above us, we have 29,300s, and that level has had a resistance level here also. So we look at 29,300s. Also, guys, if you have not already, again, use my coupon code. If you appreciate the free stuff we give you every day, use my code BGT at checkout. Take Profit has 50% off, no activation fee right now. And they also reduced from 5 to 3 day pass and uncapped payouts once you're over the daily buffer and Take Profit. So if you wanted a cheap Take Profit account, again, I don't think the 50% off sale is going to last very long, but you can use my code BGT at checkout, get the max discount. I'll also do a Lucid giveaway today sometime. But there's the Take Profit link. I'll pin it to the top of the chat. You can also use it on Apex. Apex, if you look at the description, has $15 accounts. You can get 5 of them for $75 if you buy the base one. You can get a 100K intraday no activation fee account for $59 on Apex. So if you want cheap accounts, maybe you want to learn, maybe you don't have that much money, I think those make sense. I think playing with those makes sense. And so again, use code BGT. You can use it on Tradeify also. You can use it on Lucid, which in my opinion has some of the best rules. Use code BGT at checkout. We'll do the Lucid giveaway in a little while. Or should I start the giveaway right now? Maybe I will. I'll start the giveaway right now. But you got to stick around because a lot of people win and then leave. So if you want the giveaway, we'll start it now. You just got to enter code BGT in chat right now and you can enter the giveaway. Exclamation point BGT. I've got a short SpaceX soon. I hear you and Britt had a falling out. Of course, Britt and I, dude. I hang out with Britt every day, dude. Every day. I've been friends with Britt for 20 years. What are y'all talking about, dude? Come on now. Yeah, we'll give it away a 50K. I get some daily plans. Would y'all rather a flex? Hold on, let me make sure I have some daily giveaways. If you guys want that, we can. What do I have here? Yeah, we got Flex or Pro. Let me know which one you guys would rather take. All right, oil's starting to fall back down some here. Go cheap. Figure out which one suits you. Daily speaking right now. Yeah, I'm looking at this here. Daily said Fed really has to focus on achieving its inflation target. Fed will stick to its job regardless of Treasury action. The Fed will find a way to achieve its policy goals. Early days to discuss Treasury issuance patterns. I don't see the job market contributing to inflation right now. Oil's now pulling way down to, not way down, but it's down to 87 now. He said he's wary of compounding effects of multiple inflation shocks. Recent job and inflation data have not changed the outlook so far. I was very supportive of the Fed's July pause decision. Outlook expects inflation shocks will dissipate. I don't see evidence for preemptive rate hikes. Short-term yields show market understands Fed reaction function. I don't see Fed credibility at risk. Rising bond yields don't give signal for policy. Oil started to dip here, though. I don't think this is daily. Or Dally speaking, but oil's back down to 87 a barrel here. Nasdaq starting to rebound on lower oil. Gold, on the other hand, is still at 45s. Either is fine. Pick me. I don't pick it, dude. I let the internet pick it. I let AI pick it. Yeah, I mean, he's going to be dovish. For sure. We're at 290 on the NASDAQ. So NASDAQ starting to fight its way back. But let's see if oil bounces. We're right around the 200 exponential here. Here's the NASDAQ. Let's watch 300s now on the NQ. 300s could push us back down into this range. And we could start to consolidate in a range here. So there's 29 300s. We're watching that. Love when buy the dippers. They will be easy money. I think shorting SpaceX. Where's SpaceX at today? SpaceX is down under 140s. It's at 135s today. Let's see if oil continues to creep down. Daily says, I don't see any signs of labor market faltering. Jobs market is showing uncomfortable stability. Don't see signs of the job market faltering. I'm watching 29 300. I don't hate a short here. The problem is that oil is declining. And maybe we bounce right here. Maybe we could argue 300s up here is a short idea, but I don't know. I don't know if I like it enough. NASDAQ's down a lot. Longer short here, chat. What do you guys think? I'm looking at 300 area though. We could hold. All right, there's the NASDAQ pop up a little bit. Oil down under 87 a barrel right now. So oil is under 87 a barrel right now. It's never mind. It's back up. Got to be quicker than that. 87 a barrel. Oof. I guess I'm gonna try shorting the NASDAQ here. It's a little risky of a short, but I'll try. Risk level 315s. Small trade. We'll see if oil continues to fall. Need my Netflix to catch up on oil prices. Spy is struggling to find money. Yeah, I don't even know what uncomfortable stability means. I took Coinbase into close last night. I used to trade on a desk in the 90s. Pre-post market. Gold, please. I mean, we're watching gold. Gold is probably moving up, I'm assuming, with the oil down. Yeah, gold's up to 45.23s. Depends on how much oil keeps falling, though. I mean, I guess this could be Dally. The Fed is missing its inflation goal by quite a lot. Two softer prints didn't clear up inflation. We are still in a good place to watch the data. Any miscalculation, or Iran's Azizi says, any miscalculation or further mistake will have even more severe consequences for you than before. End quote. Again, Dally says, I'm not seeing broad inflation spillover from AI. I don't see labor market faltering. But we're in a short. It's small. Low may be in for the day. Yeah, I'm not really targeting the low of the day. I'm targeting 265s here on this short. A little bit better reward to risk if we use 316s, 315s. Better than 1-to-1. Not quite 2-to-1 though. I'm just going to let it play out. Inflation is an AI, sure. I mean, we definitely got a little bit of that for sure. Also, guys, if you have not already and you appreciate what we do here, give me a follow on x.com at Beginner Trades. We appreciate it. Here's the link for x.com. You can also join our Discord. It's completely free. Doesn't cost anything. There's our X page. Well, now the NASDAQ is starting to pop. Let me look at Walmart here. It looks like I might get stopped out, which is fine. Walmart just broke lows, though, so Walmart continues to push. Starting to rebound up, though. Again, if you do exclamation point BGT, you can join our giveaway. We just got stopped out. It's all right. It's such a big move up here. Oil decreasing under the 200 EMA might make people excited. I'm trying to see what's rallying markets. I think it's chips, MU, Nvidia back to technically green on the day. But we are starting to rally back higher here. We're at 320s now on the NASDAQ. Yeah, we're trying to hold up here. Part of this is driven by, again, oil coming back down, which is going to lower yields. It's still very, very elevated on the day, though. But oil under 87 is good. Yeah, the Treasury announcement's boosting Bitcoin. Atkins saying the leisure rules regarding crypto are the two things boosting it. Bitcoin's doing all right, though. You know? Again, I might jump back in a short here, really. The issue is oil continues to fall, it seems. Yeah, oil's still down more, 86.70s. And it could just be from Daly. Again, labor market stable. My attention is on inflation, he says. All right, look at the NASDAQ still pop. A little bit of a V-shaped recovery here in the NASDAQ. Walmart's still at lows of the day, though, here at 106s. Yeah, here's gold. We did bounce at that 250 level we talked about, but haven't had as much success trading today. Here's gold, 200 exponential on gold. Scary out there. I mean, I don't know if it's scary. It's just moves. Like, we're seeing big moves on upside and downside today. NASDAQ continuing to climb here. Again, Robinhood CEO discussed how to get the Clarity Act done. Still pretty big moves. Here's gold rebounding back up. Here's the NASDAQ trying to get back higher here, but starting to reverse. The 200 exponential is way up there. We have 400 level right here. So we do have the 400 level up there on the charts. But I think you have to watch oil to understand the market today. Oil and yields are really moving things here. 10-year yields falling down a little bit here, though. Here's 2-year yields. Yeah, man. Okay. Okay. Sorry, we got family over here. Gold trade. That sucked. Gave up half profits on funded. I'll wait for the market open. Yeah, honestly, dude, we're just kind of swinging back and forth. We're not really... Unless you're trading reversals today, it's not really an easy day to make money. The NASDAQ has just done a really big V-shaped recovery. A lot of bears, I'm sure, were in the market. And they're probably getting squeezed out some right now. So bears in market getting squeezed a little bit here, I'm sure. But it's been really swingy. There's a pullback here. We have the market on open data in 4 minutes as well. But we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 green candles here since the opening bell. 9. Oil on yields going inverse makes it challenging. Yeah, it's hard to figure out a trend here, to be honest. It looks downward trend up here, but again, with all the green we've seen over the last few minutes, I don't know if I'm, you know. I think the bears are getting squeezed out a little bit here. You guys red or green on the day? I'm red, for sure. But I'm curious to see if some of these shorts are going to keep getting kind of squeezed down a little bit some here. Red, green. Green, $100. Hey, that's good. Going green. Waiting for the open. Red, 0.8%. A little green, just a few hundred. Green, finally. Still holding a long that's in drawdown. Yeah, it sucks. It happened. Again, let's see what oil does now. Oil's now under $87 a barrel, which is an optimistic look. Bitcoin's still moving higher here. Gold's still moving up a little bit. Walmart's still close to the lows here, though. Yeah, I have an unhealthy relationship with pre-market. I generally do better after the bell, for sure, just because we get more volatile. Easy to capitalize on price action here. Green, but I'm nearly all cash. Right, green is good, dude. And we're falling back down to kind of flat here over the last 3 minutes. All right, so here's the market on open, or not the market on open data, the 9 a.m. scrum data here. We got a little dip here though on the upside. I think you got to watch oil and yields. Oil's consolidating here right around the 200 exponential. So, I mean, and sometimes it doesn't move in the most technical way, especially right now. But here's 350 on the NASDAQ. That seems to be holding it down so far. Remember, 25 increments makes sense. You extend it to the left, you'll see support at a 25 increment here at 350. But I'm up $30. Hey, green is good, dude. 9 o'clock should bring more movement. We'll see. 9 a.m. is about to be here in 1 minute. We got exactly a minute until 9 a.m. scrum. The market on open data might move things. You got to watch oil, though. I think oil's the story of the day in yields, obviously, since yesterday's liquidity announcement boosted, prices so much and yields down. Yeah, you got to kind of pay attention to yields, I think, right now. Yields are moving markets. Jobless claims did show up at 206, lower than expected, stronger for jobs than expected. But They did revise some of the previous numbers down. Look at oil, though. Oil continuing to fall. This might continue to lower yields. So look at oil. This might make markets still optimistic here. We'll see. See if oil keeps falling. Walmart CEO. Walmart seeing pretty low inflation through the year. U.S. Trade Representative Greer and Canada negotiators are going to meet at 12:15 Eastern Time in Washington. Again, guys, we are doing our giveaway. Exclamation point BGT will get you the max discount. Or no, I'm sorry, not the max discount. Exclamation point BGT will enter the giveaway for you. Look at oil jump here, though. So if you want to enter the Lucid giveaway, exclamation point BGT. NASDAQ is still running higher. It seems like this is some news here. Something just happened. Something just happened. Look at the NASDAQ. Maybe just strengths coming in, but something just happened. Trying to see if I can find the news. I don't see if there's any news. Maybe there's just a rip in markets. Gold ripped at the same time, though. Oil didn't really move, though. Oh, it could be. Oh, it's 9 o'clock, maybe. Yeah, I guess you're right. It's probably 9 o'clock. I completely missed it. Oil's up on the day. Oil is very green on the day here. I think it's just the 9 a.m. movement here coming in. All right, so it's past 9 o'clock. We'll see if we start to get more movement here. But we've had a pretty spicy rebound all day here. Now we're at 350s again. Yeah, gold popped up right at 9. I don't see any news. Yeah, again, if you want to enter the giveaway, just do exclamation point BGT in chat. We'll give away a Lucid Flex account later on today. You got to be here, though. You got to stick around. We're at 350s. Yeah, so you got to be here, but exclamation point BGT, you can join it. Again, let's watch 350s on the NASDAQ. Oil continues to pop back and forth here, though. Bitcoin continues to rise. Gold is trying here. But we've had nothing but green over the last 35 minutes or so. Let's go NASDAQ, push me back into the green. Honestly, dude, we've been rebounding in the NQ pretty strong here. Oil's now just consolidating between like 86.70s and 87s. Bitcoin will decouple, maybe. All right, NASDAQ still running up here. Look at the NASDAQ. We can watch 375. Next, maybe resistance area here, 375. It's getting close. You got to be careful, though, with pre-market. We got 25 minutes until the market opens now, guys. 25 minutes. Still pushing higher and higher here. Just kind of squeezing out some of the shorts from earlier in the day. Oil continues to fall. Yeah, my music's bit here. 30-year bonds are, again, kind of back and forth now, too. NASDAQ still rising here, guys. Let's watch 375. Still showing some strength here in markets. How far will we go up? Gold coming down, though. Long or short right here, chat. I'm watching 472 incoming. The bulls have really not stopped over the last 20, 30 minutes here. We're still kind of heading up slowly now. Oil is continuing to slowly fall, but getting a little bit of correction in some of this now. Still dipping down some here. We are down on the day, though. We have been red on the day so far. Look at the Kospi and Samsung. Yeah, they did well last night, for sure. The Kospi and the SK Hynix and the Samsung did good last night. Bears sound smart, bulls make money. I mean, I don't know, dude. We're kind of somewhere in the middle. I think there's reasons to be nervous and optimistic right now, long term. Short term, we don't freaking know, but I think there's some reasons to be optimistic. It's just not, you know, risk free. Probably getting a pullback. I'm looking at 350s maybe, but we close every gap. All right, guys. So again, we are going to be giving away a Lucid account this morning. If you want to join the giveaway, you just got to type !BGT in chat. Lucid has paid over $400 million to traders. Over 350,000 traders use Lucid. Very fast payouts, 15-minute payouts. 90-10 split once funded. And the reason I like Lucid, 90-10 split, end-of-day drawdowns, 10-to-1 micro scaling. And I like Lucid Flex because Lucid Flex, once you're funded, no consistency, end-of-day drawdowns, no activation fee, and then you only have to do 5 days of $150 or more. And that's why I like Lucid Flex more than all of them, to be honest. I think it's genuinely one of the single best accounts to get funded in, and that's what we're going to be giving away today. So if you can pass it, you'll get 50K in funding, 90% split, 10-to-1 micro scaling allowed, no consistency in funded, end-of-day drawdown as well. So that is what we're going to be giving away today. And if you want to join that giveaway, again, !BGT at checkout will get you in that giveaway. You can also just use BGT if you want to help support the channel. Code BGT at checkout to get into it. You only got to enter it once, but yeah, join the giveaway. Let's see if 350 props us up and holds us here today, though. Yeah, I like it the best out of all of them, personally, but Each one has different things that they're good at, but hey, what's up, Tiny? Yeah, we're under 350s now. Oil's still falling down though. Again, Supermicro Semiconductor says no evidence that previous financial statements could not be relied upon. The board adopts recommendations to enhance export compliance programs. All right, NASDAQ now back under 350s. No, so the way it works, Jonathan, is that they give you a demo, right? And they test your skill with a demo account first. If you pass the test, to pass the Lucid Flex account, there's a 50% consistency, but it's an end of day drawdown. Meaning, like, the best way, in my opinion, to pass these is because it's end of day, right? End of day drawdowns don't follow you up intraday, as the name suggests. Meaning, if the drawdown is $2,000 on the eval, and you have a day where you make $500 in profit, your new drawdown is effectively $2,500 instead of $2,000 because you're up $500 in profit. It doesn't follow you up intraday. It uses the previous days, to go by. And so if you can make on the Lucid Flex account $3,000 in profit without losing $2,000 first, following the rest of their rules, again, you can't pass it in more than 2 days. There's a 50% consistency rule, meaning essentially you can't make over $1,500 any given day, which is 50% of the target of 3K. And once you pass it, again, the rules once you're actually funded in the Lucid Flex, and there's no activation fee, no consistency rule, end of day drawdown, and you only have to have five to get a payout. You only have to have 5 days of $150 or more, which is much better than a consistency rule in the funded account. And so I like Lucid Flex 50K as my favorite account, but everybody's different. Shout out to whoever subbed. I appreciate it. But that's how it works. You pass the test, they fund you. You fail, it's still beneficial because you only lose what you pay for it. So like you only lose what you pay for it in those accounts. So like if you fund your own account to $3,000 and lose, you're down 2 or 3K. Most day traders are going to lose their first account, at least, probably more than that. And so funding your own account in the beginning, thousands of dollars, just makes no sense. You're probably going to lose it. This way, it's much cheaper. It's less than $100. You can use my coupon code BGT and get the max discount. And it's just a good way to learn. And if you're good enough, you can take payouts and start making money. So hope that makes sense. If you want cheaper accounts, Apex might be the way. Apex $15 accounts right now. If you buy an Apex account, you can see it here. Apex accounts, you can get 5 of them for $75 basically. You can buy 1 of them for $16.70. You can get 5 for $75, 90% off. So if you want to learn on on the cheapest account, Apex is probably the way, and I'll put that link up. I'm biased. I get paid by them, so I'm biased, but genuinely useful. You can check out Apex here though. As futures specifically, Irvin. All right, guys, we got 15 minutes until the market opens. Let's see what we get today. I am down on the day though. We made money yesterday though, so we're net green over the last few days, but definitely down on the day now. I'm going to look for a short-term, maybe head and shoulders pattern on the NASDAQ. Hey, thank you, Darren, for the donation, my friend. Thank you, dude. I appreciate the donation, Darren. Shout out to you, brother. Thank you, man. It's their 5th super chat on the stream. Shout out to Darren. Thank you, my guy. I'm bullish on Nvidia, but there's always a question mark ahead of earnings. You know, markets have been incredibly strict regarding chips, earnings, and all that stuff. We need a beat and raise scenario, obviously, and they're going to beat and raise probably. I mean, if they don't beat and raise, the market might just fall down fast, obviously. And so I don't usually like playing earnings because we have situations where investors are fickle, traders are fickle, retail is fickle in general, and so meaning even if the numbers look good, we might still drop. And so I don't generally like playing earnings like that. I think it's just there's so much variance around it that it's risky. But I mean, generally, I think they're gonna beat and raise. I think they kind of have to. And if we look at the odds of poly market for something like Nvidia next week, let's see what they have. But next week we also, you know, yeah, the Nvidia Q2 adjusted gross margin, 88%, think between 74 and 76%. I don't see any expectations on the other stuff, but again, markets are so strict. Like, beat and raise used to be an automatic win. Now, with chips and so much focus on them, I think we're going to beat and raise, but it doesn't mean we're going up. So we'll see. Next week, we also have Kevin Warsh, Jackson Hole Symposium. We also have GDP, PCE, inflation data as well. So we got a lot of different things going on next week that could swing markets, could swing yields, could swing gold, could swing Bitcoins. You know, NASDAQ obviously is going to move. NVIDIA is the most heavily weighted stock in the market. So next week's a huge week. It's probably the biggest week of the quarter of the year, maybe, but it depends on what numbers show up as and how markets move based off of them. No mucho. Aprendo en mi escuela, porque yo no sé mucho. Alright, guys, NASDAQ is down to 330s. I don't know. I'm tempted to buy the dip, but I think we had so much bearishness earlier this morning that, I don't know. I'm tempted to buy the dip. We've had a sharp rebound here. We got the market on open data in 7 minutes. So we'll see. But nerves are still here, I think, in markets right now. Buy or sell the dip here. Guys, what do you guys think? Bait and switch going on. Long to the 200 exponential. Yeah, I mean, I don't hate this dip. I think we got to get over 350s first. Buy the dip, bro. Buy. Market is bearish. Back to 350. Yeah, that's the kind of... I would long here. I'm worried 350 is going to reject, and I don't think there's enough meat on the move up to that level. Buy the dip, bro. Buy for market open later. Short bias. Buy for market open later. Yeah, 350 seems to have rejected us here. We got 10 minutes before the market opened. Oil drop. All right, so here's a little dip here in the NASDAQ. Coming down some here. Oil's still pretty stationary right now. Gold up to 45.30s. Again, I just don't trust this market right now. I don't know what to do. Little dip though in the NASDAQ. Let me see the news if there is any. I don't think there is. Again, apparently the president has a 2:30 meeting today. We had a mystery trader buy millions. Or maybe this was yesterday. Hey, what's up? What's up, Drop? How you doing, dude? NASDAQ coming down, though. No, market on open date is in 4 minutes. It could just be a dip here in the NASDAQ. It's just a normal dip. I don't see any news or anything like that moving things. Robinhood CEO discussed how to get the Clarity Act done with the president. Again, 30-year bonds are moving. Yields are back and forth over the last two days or so. Oil's back up today after the president tweeted. Yeah, apparently there's a lot of comments I'm missing because it's in top chat instead of live chat, but trader bought 11 million VIX September calls. He's basically betting market's going down. Oil to $100 soon. I don't know. Oil's down to 86s now. I don't know if it's going to hit 100. What's up, CJ? There's no talk about military escalation against Iran, according to Politico, citing a senior White House official. They said there's no talk about military escalation against Iran at this point. The president is focused primarily on economic stuff regarding them. All right, here we go, guys. 3 minutes until the market on open data. 7 minutes until the market opens. Yeah, no, we've given it back. That's what I said. We've had a swingy few days regarding bonds. If you look at TLT here, right? So again, we're looking at 2950 on the NASDAQ, 29,300, and right around that low of the day. But if we look at TLT here, right? This is long-term bond prices, and bond prices and yields inverse because when new bonds are issued, paying out higher yields. If you don't lower the price of the previous ones, nobody's going to buy those because the new bonds are paying out more higher yields. And so when the announcement was made yesterday regarding Bessent and the Treasury stimulus, long-term bond prices, and this is why they did it, is long-term bond prices went up, which means yields fell, right? But we've since given back a lot of the gains that we made here in these long-term bond prices, partially from higher oil prices this morning. You know, oil prices are elevated today, so oil is up, yields are up because of that, and bond prices are down because of that. But it's been a swingy few days. Crypto's still loving it up there at 72,000. Gold is still over 4,500, although gold's given back a lot of the gains it made yesterday as well. It's still green from yesterday, but it's still pulled back slightly. It was almost up to 4,600. It's now at 45.20s today for gold. And again, most of this has to do with yield sentiment. We had the Fed minutes report yesterday, and so we'll see what happens here. But yeah. Also, guys, if you're just now tuning in ahead of the opening bell, you can enter !BGT and join the giveaway that we have going on today. We're doing a Lucid Flex giveaway, which I think is the best account to be funded in. But !BGT in the chat will enter that giveaway for you. Hey, what's up, Jarrett? What's up, Tariq? Oil won't hit 90. I mean, 90 is kind of the level I'm paying attention with it. So that's the level I'm looking at, is 90. You only have to enter it once. You don't have to enter it over and over again, by the way, guys. Just once. Lurkers, are you here today? Hello, Lurkers. Lurkers, show me you're not a bot. Let me answer this question, Lurkers. This is just for you, all right? Are you a cat or dog person, Lurkers? Also, UBS apparently is hiring Nicole Su from JP Morgan to lead its AI investment banking efforts, according to the information. The answer is 12. Definitely a bot. Definitely a bot. Dog, cat, both. I'm a bot. I can see it. I can see it. Dog. All right, guys. NASDAQ is rebounding. Maybe I should have bought this dip here. Market on open data is out. And the NASDAQ is starting to rebound some from this. Just a little bit, though. We're over 350s again. Up to the 200 EMA at around 400. This level makes sense to me. I'm thinking about shorting this level if we get up here. The idea is for after the opening bell, though. The 200 the 200 exponential works on a 1-minute chart. And so we're looking at the 200 EMA, but look at the market on open data swing the NASDAQ higher here. 365s. We're getting a little bit too close to the opening bell. We got 6 minutes left, or 4 minutes left until the open. So, hey, what's up, BT? Definitely a bot, dog. I want green so I can get out and regroup. Eh. Good luck, dude. All right, NASDAQ is up from the 200 exponential. Did we break 26,100 and whatever thousand? Hey, thank you for the sub, my friend. Thank you, brother. Did we break? Let me see what we're at right now. We need 5 subscribers. 5. To break 176,000. Do it now. We need 5 subscribers. 0.5. Break 176,000. I think we can hit that today. Probably. Hit the like button as well, guys. Do me a favor. Let's see if 350 holds this up. 3 minutes left until the opening bell. Alright, so apparently the lurkers are not bots. Most people are dog people, which I think is pretty accurate. What's up, Goose? Yeah, I'm looking at memory names. Gold bounced right at 4,500. MU just went green on the day. Now it's back to red. NASDAQ pulling back some here. You know, I would target this level, 400. The problem is that we're so close to the opening bell here. We're so close to the bell. Thor, the more you say cat, the more I think you're a bot. Cat people are definitely bots. Hey, what's up, Octavia? Dog. Hey, we're at 350s right now, 350s. You're embarrassing us. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. All right, hey, we got a minute and a half left. Let's see what happens here. We got oil up to almost $87 a barrel. We got gold over 4,500. We got Bitcoin at 72,000. We got the NASDAQ at 350. We have MU and Sandus moving up and down big amounts. We have Walmart with earnings today. That's relevant for the opening bell. Walmart negatively reacted to earnings after missing guidance numbers. And we are here at the opening bell. We have 1 minute left, chat. 1 minute. Again, we need 3 subscribers now. Come on. Don't make me beg here. In the arms of the angels. All right, guys. Come on now. We can break 176K. We're going to get ready to trade this at the open, though. We'll see. We're down on the day. You don't love to see it. We made money yesterday, though, but down on the day. Let's see what 350, 400 or so above us looks like. But again, guys, look at the market going in $quarter-dollar increments. Where did we bounce here? We bounced at 325s. This is 325. Again, remember to watch quarter dollars. They're relevant. 25 seconds left. Hey, later, Sam. Have a great day, dude. Ten seconds. 10 seconds. All right, 3, 2, 1, and here's the open. All right, so there's the bell here. Let's see if we get bull or bear pickups at the open here. All right, there's the open. NASDAQ flying right to that 400 level. It's just too close to the opening bell for me to play it, but look at the green. Freaking... I gotta follow my rules here, guys, but this is where I wanted to short. 200 EMA for the win. Here's the 200 exponential. Now we're pushing all the way back down. It's too close to the opening bell to trade it. All right, so far what we have right now, Walmart pushing towards lows still, MU trying to bounce back. Nvidia is another story here. Nvidia is down since the opening bell, under the previous closing price. Now technically red since the open, and red on the day now for Nvidia. So again, my hands are off for the first 3-4 minutes. I gotta wait now, but all right, now we're pushing back up. Maybe it's a good thing I didn't short. Maybe it's a good thing. Look at this NASDAQ run here, guys. Wow. Nvidia's bounced all the way back here. Wow. Look at the green at the opening bell, guys. Let me look at news just to make sure nothing dropped right at the opening bell here. Nope. No news. But very strong. Mostly on chip rebounds, I believe this is. Yeah, MU up, SanDisk up, Nvidia up. SK Hynix is up. So this is mostly chips. We're 2 minutes into the day. I can't quite trade yet. I gotta wait another 2 minutes. Watch 400 for a bounce, though. Here's 400. I can't trade it, but you can watch it and see if I'm right. Here's 400. Too early for me to trade. It's too swingy. Too many times do we go up and we look optimistic, and then we reverse back down, and then we look bearish, and then we go back up at the open. Yields are kind of moving. I mean, they're up today. Yeah, this is why I don't trade the first few minutes. Too much volatile price action here. Not volatile, but just too swingy. 200 EMA is holding it, though. Yeah, SanDisk turned. MU turned. MU didn't really turn. Kind of a whippy day here for Thursday in pre-market. A little bit quieter after the opening bell, but we're still bouncing right around this 200 EMA VWAP area. It's just I can't trade yet. I gotta wait another minute or so. Nvidia at 218s. Still holding at the 200x potential. Again, you can join the giveaway if you want. Chat, !BGT. Lucid Flex account. Where I'm waiting for the dust to settle from the opening bell to trade. Nvidia's kind of flat since the opening bell, though. It's not really holding super well. We go green to red. Maybe I'll short. See if we start pushing back down towards some of those lows from pre-market. But for now, my hands are off. Hey, what's up, Scottish Crypto? Bitcoin bear market is over. That 59,000 was the new bottom. I'm trying, Tiny. I'm trying. I'm not doing good at it, but I'm trying. All right, we got an opening range that we can pay attention to here. All right, little rebound. BGT, not 10, BGT. Inflation sticky exuberance can continue rallies. All right, there's the NASDAQ start to rise here. Look at this move. What's oil doing? Yeah, gold spiked. NASDAQ spiked. Nvidia started to head up towards some of these levels. VWAP is right here at like 515, 510. A nice loan. Gold bounced right at 4,500 earlier. Now it's kind of sitting right at the VWAP, but the NASDAQ starting to climb more here. Should have bought gold at 45.25. Well, I should have bought Amazon in 2000, but you know, hindsight's 2020, my friend. Yeah, I mean, bullish open so far, but not really interested. We got a longer term downward trend if we look at a 5-minute chart here on the NASDAQ, but here's some of this resistance area right here. I'm tempted to short this. All right, we just shorted a little bit right here. What time is it? Okay, we were right. Small, we'll add to it if it goes in my favor, and if it doesn't work out, we'll just get out. There we go. We got news earlier that apparently there's no talk about military escalation at this point. The president's focused on the economic aspect. I'm trying to add more to this short position here, but I'm worried the NASDAQ's going to bounce at that 450 level. Alright, that's better. Maybe I should have added more. I'm going to get out here. Whatever level this is, 430. Hey, later, Brian. Have a good day, dude. VWAP's up there at 485, so we're at 460 right now. NASDAQ still looks to be fighting way back, though. Nvidia's up to 219, so it's still moving. Oil's slowly moving here. Nvidia both the pre-market and the high of the day. High. It still looks bearish to me here. On a like a 5-minute chart, it looks bearish. Yeah, there we go. Problem is that 400 level staring at us, so let's see if we hold over 400 on the NASDAQ. You only got to answer it once, Jonathan. Yeah, again, guys, look, we got a giveaway going on, and we're going to do it within the next 30 minutes. It's for a Lucid Flex giveaway, which in my opinion is the best account to get funded in on Lucid. Again, Lucid has 400 million paid to traders, 350,000. Use it, 15-minute average payout time, 10-to-1 micro-scaling, allowed end-of-day drawdowns, 90-10 split, Lucid Flex, 50K, single best account to get funded in, no consistency in the funded account, no activation fee, only you need 5 days to pay out of $150 or more. So, best rules in the game, in my opinion, there. Again, if you want to enter exclamation point BGT, you can win the eval. You pass the eval, you get 50K in funding, 90% split. Nvidia's still pushing up though. This is why I didn't short, is because this 400 level looked like the spot. We're up to 440s. We asked people long or short oil today. 56% said long. I don't know what to really do with this. This is too choppy for me to trade right now, chat. Like, it's just too choppy. Yeah, I mean, I'm down on the day. I don't want to take bad trades just to try to win it back. I'd rather just wait. We've had a choppy range since the opening bell, but we do have like an orb setup forming here, maybe. Here's the opening range right now. So we do have maybe an orb setup forming. Every time I watch, you get smoked. Made money yesterday. Today's harder to make money in. It's just not easy price action right now. It's kind of how the market goes sometimes. I gotta just wait. We get under the 200 exponential and we start looking weak. Maybe I'll short it. Maybe. What setup are you guys looking at today? What are you guys watching right now? No 10 a.m. data today. Listen, guys, I'm a hard subscriber, all right? Like, I don't like subscribing to people either, but we almost broke 176,000 subscribers today. We got over 1,000 here. We need three honest folk. You know? I'm a married dad. I work one job. I love my kids. I love my chat, and I never stop. Okay? You better hit that subscribe button right now, guys. I'll just stop talking, you know? I'll do it. Honestly, my views might go up if that happens. Don't beg? Oh, dude. Hey, don't you do it, bro. Yeah, I can't trade this right now. This is terrible price action. I gotta just wait. What's gold doing? Nvidia's, it looks strong, and it was strong since the opening bell. Gold's slowly starting to edge higher, though. All right, so here's some bearishness. Again, here's the 200 EMA at around 400. I'm watching that. We get underneath that, maybe, but we're still in the opening range setup. And the 15-minute opening range is formed. This is it right here. So this is the 15-minute opening range. We can look for an orb setup, maybe. But we're starting to pull back down some here. Nasdaq's still creeping down. ABGO. Hey, thank you, Daniel. All right, we're at 29,400s here. I want to see if we hold here. We could bounce, but if we break underneath it, I like a short better. Bear market is over. I mean, flat market is here, dude. We're under 400s now. But I gotta let it settle. I can't just buy now. It's too big of a chance it just rebounds. 400 holds and it pops back higher. Oil's still falling down though. Oil's at 86.45, so oil's down a little bit. Still up on the day. Hey, thank you, Solomon. Appreciate it, dude. Alright, so here we go. We're under 400s now. I think I'd rather wait for the opening range breakout here. Or breakdown, I should say, if we hit the low. 350s might bounce us right here. Low of the open. Down to 375s. Here's the 200 exponential here at right around 400. I still don't trust this enough yet, though, to be honest. Yeah, this market sucks. 350s here, though. I mean, we're right at the low of the opening bell. Let's see if we start to do anything. But so far, we're just in such an obvious range. I might short 29,400s here. But I think I kind of have to wait. I will try to short this, I think. it. I jumped in short here. We'll try to short this and see what happens. There we go. There we go. Oh, we covered too much here, but that's all right. I mean, I'm gonna get out here. We're scalping this move. We got the rejection right there here. This trade makes sense, guys. If you look at it, like, look, we break onto this level, look bearish, rebound to it, attack the range down to this is what we just did. I hope that makes sense. Like, here's the 200 exponential, here's 400, 2 resistance levels. And so this is how you scalp it, is you wait for breakdown, rebound, retest. And we got out. If the momentum from testing the low of the open brings us down, that's great. But if not, a lot of the time we just take profit at the bottom here, not really look for the big breakdown yet. But it looks like we might continue breaking down here. We'll see. Yeah, I mean, at 10 o'clock, we do have the leading index. I don't think that's going to move anything. Looking at yields. All right, so we just cracked that low. It's looking bearish for sure, but this is where sometimes you get some of the sharpest reversals. But it does look bearish. It looks heavy. Looks like bears might step in to start targeting that low of the day at 240s if we keep breaking down. But here's the opening range. Test again. So we are kind of testing that opening range now. $340s now. Yeah, there's the heaviness show up. Watch 300s. We get a bounce up to 350s. Maybe I'll short that again. We get a bounce up to this spot. Previous opening range high, or previous opening range low. Momentum might start to pick up down to here. But we're not close enough to it to get like big liquidity grabs. So we'll look for a 350 spot now. Not an investment professional, don't copy me. There's 340s. That's close enough to 350s maybe. Just tap 350s. All right, we jumped in at 350. Got the rejection. Take some more off here. See what happens on the rest. We rejected initially here and we scalped it out, but let's see if we keep falling down here. We're testing the previous opening range low. We'll just cover this break even if it gets back up there. There we go. Yeah, we just got, oh crap. I set a stop. I think I missed it right when we did it. It's all right. We made money on the trade. I don't necessarily like anything here yet. Maybe 400s again. The problem is if we start to rebound all the way back over 400, some people are going to see that as a reversion, and we might start to head back up. So I'm just going to wait. I use Trade of 8. I use Toss. Yeah, bond yields did jump. Oil going down though. I mean, oil's kind of flat. Walmart 103s. Yeah, I'll put a timer up for the giveaway here on Lucid. If you want to join the giveaway, I'll put a timer up. We'll give you guys 10 minutes. It's a big rejection right around that 400 level again. All right, so we'll give the giveaway at 907 or 1007. Nasdaq starting to push back down. We rejected at 400s. You only gotta answer it once, dude. We're at almost 350s. Maybe I could short 350s again. I don't think there's a lot of room, but it looks heavy. And maybe I'll miss it here and it'll break down before I can. Hey, thank you for the subscribe. Holy, thank you. Appreciate it. I mean, this market price actually kind of sucks here. You guys up or down on the day? I'm red. Still. We're not red that much, but we're red for sure. Big swinging candle to the upside here, though. Gotta make sure this isn't some news release or something like that. Exciting pre-market, boring open. We did get in a short here. We'll look at it, but all right. Okay, take half off there. Maybe add some to this. Let's hope 350 doesn't bounce it. We gotta cut the rest break even now, which is fine. We made money on that one as well. What's SpaceX doing? It's down to 133. It's looking sketchy. Unfortunately, nothing's really going on here. We're just kind of... This is the market range since the opening bell, guys. It's not good. It's not good. Boring. Alright, that's 10 a.m. We got the leading index. Maybe that moved things back up, but the leading index showed 0.2 versus 0.1, basically flat. They did revise the last one up a little bit. But we'll do the giveaway in 6 minutes, guys. 6 minutes. I made a little bit from it. It's not a lot. I'm tempted to short the 200 exponential up here, but like I said, I think if we get up there, people might see it as a mean reversion, and we start to head back up. But it could reject us right here, and I guess we did just now when I'm talking about it. Here. You only have to enter it once, smart. Please stop entering it over and over again, dude. Okay. Alright. You're gonna get put in timeout, smart B. How do you deal with tough weeks or months? Last month I was profitable over 15K. This month I'm a bad judgment, down 67. Sometimes it can be kind of a 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. That's the nature of trading. That's just part of it, bro. Sometimes you're going to have bad months, weeks, years. That's the nature of the game, dude. Got your trading places. All good, brother. And we did reject it, the 200 EMA. Now it's looking even more bearish. Look at that candle. I'm gonna short this. Maybe add to it. See if we can piggyback on some of this weakness. Here we go. There we go. I don't like that movement there. So sometimes the biggest squeezes can happen when we look weak and then we just rip. So I don't want to get squeezed out too much here, but the way I trade is kind of a bunch of base hits, very small base hits. But we do them over and over again. Let me get out the rest there. Made a small amount of money there. It's not big gains here. We're not really following through with anything so far since the bell. We're close to flat on the day now, but would a bot really have AI in his name? I don't know. It seems too obvious, right? Yeah, this volume sucks here, guys. Sorry. All right, guys. We got 4 minutes. You got 4 minutes into the giveaway. Exclamation point BGT will get you in there. 3 minutes, really. 3.5. So, join the giveaway if you haven't already. You got to be here to take it, though. I give you 2 minutes to respond in chat. If you don't respond in 2 minutes, somebody else gets it. Nasdaq's starting to get weaker here. We're starting to see some downward push, but very boring. Don't worry, you've already answered that thing, dude. Seems like we're just gonna rip higher here, actually. But 350 might reject us again. Here's the rip higher. I just squeeze out all these longs. I got excited just now, or the shorts. Big move to the upside now. Shorted at 375 here. We took some size since we built up some profit on the day now. I want to give it a little bit more time here though. We're nicely green on the day now. I'm out. All right, guys, it's time for the giveaway. I'll give you guys 60 seconds. Exclamation point BGT will enter. You only got to enter it once. This chart sucks, though. Sorry. Exclamation BGT, which is my coupon code for Apex, Tradeify, Lucid. Take Profit is 50% off right now, by the way. 50% off on Take Profit right now. You can find the link on the chat and the description. And if you don't turn out to win the giveaway, you can always check out this link here and set yourself up for it. Again, Lucid has the best rules once you're funded in the Lucid Flex account. Daily plan, daily withdrawals, no activation fee and more. NASDAQ sucks right now. It's boring. But there's the code. There's the Lucid link if you want to check it out. All right, the giveaway is now in about 10 seconds. Yeah, this price action is absolutely terrible, guys. Horrible. No good, very bad, rotten price action. It's exclamation point BGT, Miami. Alright. Let's go ahead and choose a winner here. Alright, the winner is Trading Places. Isn't that the guy that said if he won earlier, gave it to my co-host? I'm not going to do that because then it's just going to be a conspiracy in here. Isn't that the same guy? Trading Places guy? Is that the guy that said it earlier? Let me look. I know he said it earlier. Somebody said that earlier. Got to go to work. If I win, give it to your co-host. Bro, weird. We're in a simulation right now. Yeah, I'm going to give it to somebody else in here. We'll see. Alright, let's re-roll. Alright, the new winner is Pew. You've won, dude. You've won, Pew. You've done it, dude. You did it, bro. Pew's been complaining about a win for centuries, you know. He's been complaining that it's rigged for years, decades. You've done it, bro. You've done it. Congratulations, my friend. Yeah, you've done it. Look, hold on. You've done it, Pew. I don't know if this is bad. You've done it, Pew. You've won. Yeah, it's funny. All right, guys, look. Love to everybody here. This price action is not good. Yeah, just message me in Discord, bro. I got you, dude. If y'all want to join our Discord, it's completely free. Doesn't cost a penny here. So if you want to join our Discord, here's the link. You can check it out. Pew, I know you're already in there, dude. Here's the Discord link. I'm watching memory, bro. I mean, I'm looking at memory. Memory is flat, too. It's getting to the top of the range, though. The memory has gone completely sideways. Here's MU since the opening bell. So it's starting to get to the top, but it's still pretty much flat on the day. SanDisk is flat. SK Hynix is flat. Yields are moving back and forth. Gold is flat since the open. Oil is flat since the open. Bitcoin is up a little bit since the open. Google's down. Meta's down. Microsoft is down. So, I mean, look, we're flat right now, chat. His performance on what? I don't know what he's going to do on that thing. That's not my problem. You know? It's not my problem, guys. That's not my problem. Anyways, I'm going to cut on out of here. Guys, again, if you want to check out cheap accounts, Apex might be the way. Apex has $15 accounts. You can buy a 5-pack bundle for $75. Cheapest accounts in the game. Take Profit has 50% off right now. Lucid has the best rules. Tradeify probably has the most options. So, check them all out. BGT coupon code at checkout. Get the max discount. If you didn't win, anyways, have a great day. I'm going to get out of here. This is boring, terrible, no good, very bad price action. And that means, for me, it's time to run away from the stream, guys. I'm going to run away and never say goodbye.